Good morning, Zio here, and today we're talking about Sega and PSO2 NGS. That's how it works, right? New Genesis, Fantasy Star Online 2. Anyway, grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? So, as the title suggests, Sega has gone 100% Puritan when it comes to Fantasy Star Online 2, and it's not because of what you just see right there, right? This, I'm okay with, it's not the worst thing in the world. A lot of companies do this. I hate how they... let me back up for a second. I hate the idea of hate speech, but if you clearly define said thing, that's a different story, right? So if you're talking about, say, racism, which is what they do allude to for the most part when they're defining this, is just, they're not going to deal with racist things, right? As on one hand, it sucks because there should be like a profanity filter somewhere. If you have an issue with it, remove it. Ban it so you can't actually see that word, that sort of thing. It should be up to you as a player to do that. It shouldn't be up to the company to handle that sort of thing. But also at the same time, there are different words from different languages that mean different things, but sound like things that aren't really that bad, right? There's plenty of words like that, like for instance, without saying it, because somebody might get really, really upset, and the automatic whatchamacallit for captions and things will probably flag it and completely obliterate this thing from existence on anything that has that function on it. But the word for black and Hispanic is one word, and people mistake it for a particular N-word from the English language, right? If you go on, you can see, especially there was like this thing with Crayola, I believe, if I remember correctly, where they have the word black on their crowns in 3 different languages, English, Spanish, and another one, French or something, I don't remember. Anyway, and people were getting all upset because it said a particular word, and in the Spanish language, that's the word for black. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I do have issues with this. At the same time, kind of don't. Anyway, it's a weird thing. Point is, apparently New Genesis Fantasy Star Online 2, which is a Sega property, has banned over 1,600 accounts for hateful behavior. And of course, they get into this here, which is, I guess, the more thing, taking a stance against hateful behavior and toxicity. We believe toxic behavior and hateful language is never appropriate. The NGS live operating teams is taking action against racism, discrimination, and toxic behavior within our game, which is why I said, they somewhat do define this as a racism and discrimination. Toxic behavior, on the other hand, would be really, really nice to get more information on that, because what one person finds toxic, other people may not. Especially if people are trash talking them each other in good fun. That sort of thing. But anyway, we have been taking actions against behavior. We continue to take the following actions to protect our players and eliminate negative behavior from our in-game community. And this isn't where I say they go 100% Puritan, right? This is standard for most companies lately, all right? Our actions implement several punishments, such as account suspensions when we find toxic or hateful remarks, work towards improving how we combat toxicity by improving our processes as we identify problems within the game player community. We have suspended or otherwise severely punished, aka perma-banned, more than 1,600 accounts. 1,600 accounts found to engage in discriminatory or hateful behavior. We will continue our efforts to eradicate hateful behavior, racism, discrimination in order to make our games a place where players can be safe and welcome, blah, 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 yada, 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 rainbows and chipmunks. Okay, so I was planning to make a video on PSO2 New Genesis, right? This is not the video I was planning to make. I do plan to still make that video. It'd be later this week, but this is what happened before I got a chance to. Anyway, so they of course got this up here, which is their announcement. Severe punishments pretty much does the exact same thing, but this is where they seem to have gone like 100% Puritan, puritanical, whatever word you want to be. They're clutching pearls so hard that wow. Anyway, it's ERP. Yeah. Now, I personally do not engage in this sort of thing, but there are people who do, and that is totally fine. In my book, ERP, for those who don't know, is erotic roleplay. Essentially, it's roleplay that is spicier than normal, I guess is the best way to put it. It's erotic, that sort of thing. Anyway, so apparently this has now become a bannable offense according to Sega. And this is not just in the lobby, and I can understand that, right? Giving somebody a warning and banning them and saying, hey, look, when you're in the lobby, you can't be talking about putting your thing in a thing with other players and stuff like that. That's just not something we can do in the lobby. Take that to something more private, please. And most times that's what it happens, right? People don't generally, ERP in the open like that. Now, doesn't mean it doesn't happen from time to time. Of course it does. But, most times it's in a private chat. And this, of course, is one person right here who's uploaded their ticket and responses to why they have recently been banned or, for a thing. But it is for ERP, which PSO2 team did confirm that, yes, even in private chats, that this is a thing. But yeah, that's where they've gone completely Puritan at this point. I don't know what else to say about that, but wow. Look, what two consenting adults want to do in their own time, it's totally up to them. You've got a game here that is rated something. What is this game rated, actually? Is it not rated mature? Let's see. PSO2 rating by the ESRB. It should just pop up. Yeah, it's rated mature. That's what I thought it was. So this is a rated mature game for 17 plus. Somebody, of course, is under 17 playing it, and they are. I don't really think that you can hold Sega liable for anything at that point. That would be something on the parents, but I could be wrong. Maybe they are just trying to cover themselves so you don't have somebody underage engaging in such practices with an adult. But that's always a thing. But at the same time, this sort of stuff happens in any kind of MMO out there, and generally it is relegated to private little areas, private chats, private housing, things like that. And I don't think Sega should really be coming in telling people what they can and can't do in a game that, as of right now, has very little in it, and they're just trying to make themselves have a good time while they're doing absolutely nothing all the time in said game. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.